This is Talk of the Town, a weekly program featuring community events happening in and around Northeast Michigan. With your host, Bradley Summers. And get the latest from Alpena Community College with ACC President Dr. Don McMaster. And now, today's Talk of the Town.
Good morning and welcome to Talk of the Town. Our first guest this morning is Sarah Morrison from the Thunder Bay National Marine Sanctuary. Hi, Sarah.
Hello, Bradley. Thanks for having us.
Well, thank you for being here, and congratulations on your new position at the sanctuary.
Yeah, thanks. It's been about a month. I'm the Media and Outreach Support Specialist. I'm really excited. I've been a fan of Thunder Bay National Marine Sanctuary since I moved here in 2007. I was like, what is this? And learning all about it and realizing kind of the mission and how it fits into the community, and it's always a fun place to go. So to get to be a part of this team now is really exciting.
And you bring a great energy and that dynamic feature to an already great team, for sure.
Well, thank you. I will remind them that next time we're in a meeting.
Yeah, I'll have to tell Jeff, you're doing a great job with the hiring of individuals that are, amazing. And so many people in the community know you and know, your energy and the things that you bring and the attention that you bring to things. And this will be an amazing position, I'm sure, moving forward.
I hope so. It is a great team like you imagine, and I love telling good news stories, and I feel like there's a lot of really cool stuff, inspiring stuff, opportunities, history, things to be proud of that come out of the Marine Sanctuary, so it'll be fun to tell more of those stories.
That's great too, with the commerce that it brings to the community and the Viking tours and the people that come here, just an incredible opportunity to be able to highlight the great things that are going on.
Yeah, you know what? So I haven't experienced a Viking season as a team member there yet, but our first cruise comes on April 29th.
Oh, wow.
I know, so that's really soon, and we've been in a few meetings just to prepare some of the volunteers, and they'll go on excursion tours and all that stuff. And one of the things I heard that I loved was that Alpena is ranked consistently as one of their top destinations that they enjoy going to. And I just love that, because from an outside perspective, when I moved here, I was like, this is Alpena? Like, I never really had thought, and I was like, this is an amazing place, and I feel like a lot of people that come here have that reaction, so that's something we should all be proud of.
And it's great. I get to, I have this opportunity where I can talk to wonderful people like yourself, that come on, and we talk about the progress and the opportunities and the resources that are coming to our area. But the one really great thing that I feel is we don't lose that charm. It's not this, this giant bustle where it still takes, it takes a half an hour to get from one side of the city to another. It's just, we're seeing that growth, but at the same time, people just love to be able to go to the small shops and be able to go to the Thunder Bay National Marine Sanctuary and go to these wonderful places and visit and learn about our history and what's going on.
Yeah.
It's pretty cool.
That is one of the things I love, is being able to be on a part of the shoreline maybe no one else will be that day, or
So
great.
One thing that I know that we really wanted to discuss was 52 mooring buoys are being installed.
Yeah, so speaking of getting out, enjoying this area, so shipwrecks are always open, we like to say. You could visit them whenever, but this time of year when it gets warmer and people are more apt to be near, under the water, is a great time for it. So we are gearing up to get the mooring buoys installed throughout the sanctuary, so that's 4,300 square miles. So there'll be some deep wrecks. Sometimes we think about shipwrecks and we think scuba diving, 100 feet of water down, to see some of these things that we might have photos of and videos of. But I also want to mention that there are some great shipwrecks that are accessible from the shoreline, where you could kayak over them, you could paddleboard over them, you could wade to some of these, you could snorkel some of these, and those will be marked with a buoy as well. And on our website, thunderbay.noaa.gov, is a great web page with pictures of the wreck, information about it. So that would be, where else do you get to do that?
Yeah.
It's not the most common thing, and we have it here.
Now, with the mooring buoys, just as an outsider looking in, it's not just for the identification of where the actual shipwrecks are, but you could actually take your kayak and can you hook on to the mooring buoys?
Yeah, that's one of the purposes. Not that necessarily a kayak would have an anchor.
Yeah.
Maybe you could do that, but sometimes dropping an anchor on a boat or anything like that, even if you have a pontoon or you're out in a harbor somewhere viewing them, just making sure that anchor doesn't drop on that boat to damage it. So you can tie up to that buoy, which is nice and safe, and then you could even take the line straight down and go directly to that shipwreck if you are gonna like do a 10-foot snorkel or something like that and swim around.
And snorkeling is so fun.
Yeah.
It's so fun. You know, and that kind of segues us into another topic, which is, thankfully we're thinking about warmer weather here,
Yes.
but the Summer in the Sanctuary series, there's a lot of different educational programs that are going on, and they're filling up fast.
They are. One of the programs is the snorkeling. That one has filled up, but we are looking to open more time slots. So if you go to the Friends of Thunder Bay National Marine Sanctuary website, you can sign up and there's a wait list. So I would encourage everyone to get on the wait list if you do want your kids to do that. That one was very popular. There's a robotics one, there's an archaeology one, and then there's one that I think sounds amazing, Outside and Unplugged, more geared for teenagers. And they get to experience so many of our great kind of natural areas, from the North Point Preserve to, I believe they go out to Rockport. Like they're going to kind of field trip around the area for some great outdoor fun, and just, when you get connected to nature, life seems so much easier, in my opinion. And so just getting devices away from us and like getting out there and like having old-fashioned fun.
Yeah, and replacing that cell phone with a walking stick.
Yeah, yeah.
In one example, but you know, it's just and you know, I have the esteemed pleasure of being able to work with a lot of young people, and that is a very difficult thing to do, is to try to get that technology away from them for a little bit and let them recognize the beauty that surrounds us. Yeah. So I'm excited that those are offerings that the sanctuary is putting on for the community and for the kids.
Right.
And then one thing we wanted also to discuss is the MATE ROV program on May 11th.
Yeah, so May 11th is less than a month away, and this is the remote operated vehicle underwater competition that we've hosted often, and we're going to have teams. We're going to have a team from the Upper Peninsula. We have some teams from Alcona. We have some local Cub Scout groups. We have a team from Tawas. We have some teams from Alpena, and they're all going to come together this day, and they'll compete, and we'll live stream some of it in the theater. In the big marine tank that we have out back, we'll have spectator seating set up if that is something, like even if you're out for a walk, hopefully we have amazing weather and you stop by and you can just kind of view it. It's a really cool thing that gives kids a touch of like future careers, entrepreneurship, like engineering. That's going to happen right here in Alpena.
And it's such the robotics is such a huge resource for Alpena. As you can see from what it's done nationally on some of the robotics courses, and then of course the ROVs and the resources that are provided at the sanctuary are incredible.
Yeah.
So if anybody out there, make sure to please go in and visit the sanctuary and talk to Sarah and talk to the wonderful team that always smiles and answers all kinds of wonderful questions.
Well, it's a great thing to talk about. Thankfully, it's fun to be able to share that kind of stuff that we're excited about.
Well, Sarah, thank you so much for being here today. Really appreciate your time, and of course your energy and your smile are always so refreshing and so wonderful. So
Thanks,
thank you.
Bradley. It was a pleasure.
Thank you. Stay tuned after the break for Sarah Honeycutt from the Besser Museum for Northeast Michigan. Welcome back, everyone. Our next guest is Sarah Honeycutt from the Besser Museum for Northeast Michigan. Hi, Sarah.
Brad.
It's awesome to have two Sarahs on.
Yeah.
But so you have a lot going on, I know, at the museum with exhibits and new hours and all these great things. But one thing, just going onto your social media page and looking at some of the resources, because I love your Throwback Thursdays. I love the What Is It Wednesdays.
Yeah.
You know, I love that because it's such an awesome historical nostalgia piece. You know, when you see like Home on Soil and you see all these like really cool things, and then you look and see what's there now, and you know, and I know it's special collections. That's a special project of yours.
Yes, that's always me putting those up there, and I have a lot of fun doing it.
Yeah, and thank you for doing that.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Because it gets a lot of traction too.
Yeah.
You know, because people are really interested in the history of where we are, where we've come from, and
oh yeah,
it's pretty cool. Pretty cool. And so, like, one of the things though I really enjoy, and I think is a really cool resource that you have at the museum, is the Fossil Park.
Oh yes, the Fossil Park is everybody's favorite. Kids love it mostly. They can go out there, get dirty, wear off some energy, and now that it's spring, it's finally open. There's no more snowbanks out there. And it's actually one of the best times to go fossil hunting because all that snow and then all of our spring rain has been washing away all the old layers of rocks. And now there's a whole new layer of fossils to be discovered. This spring we've been hosting all of our field trips, and the fossil park is always on the agenda for the field trips, and those kids are just like, they barely have to look for fossils and they're finding like bags full, so they're having a ton of fun. And then it's nice too because we have two parts to the fossil park, so people can pay their general admission for the museum, get the whole museum experience, and then go out to the fossil park, or there is a separate part to the fossil park just off of the parking lot in the back that is open dawn to dusk, and you don't have to pay, and a lot of people don't realize it's there.
Really?
Yeah.
I didn't know that was there. I just always like, I support, so I like, you know, it's $3 for admission, correct?
Or it is $3 for seniors, which is 60 and above, and any children 6 to 18 are also $3.
Okay.
And then adults are $5, and veterans are always free.
Excellent, excellent. And so one thing too is to become a member of the museum, it's not just, you know, paying the annual fee to become a member. It supports all of the programs that are going on, the exhibits, the resources that are being put forth, and the wonderful team to be able to exhibit these things. Talk a little bit about the membership process.
So to become a member, all you have to do is call us at the front desk. You can go on our website or just stop in person. And memberships start at as low as $20 for an individual membership. And then they go up from there. It all depends on what kind of level you want to be at, and each level comes with different perks. But the one perk that everybody gets is free admission to the museum all year, and then you get discounts in the gift store and on planetarium tickets. And if you have a family, we have a family membership for $40. That's like our most popular one, and that gets everybody in your household into the museum for free for a whole year.
And the reason I brought that back was, you know, if you go there and you have, you know, a mother and a father and 2 kids, I mean, you're basically buying a membership. So it's one of those things where, you know, if you go and you frequent and you like to see the planetarium shows and you use the fossil park and you love the exhibits, the $20 or the $40 for a family is a great deal.
Yes.
It's a great deal. And it's a great thing to do on a weekend. You know?
Oh, for sure.
So talk a little bit, you have 2 new exhibits.
Yes. So this past week we actually set 2 new exhibits in our Wilson Gallery, which is our big art gallery located in the back of the museum, which was renovated just a couple years ago. And we are featuring the Northeast Michigan Artists Guild in there. Right now they do an exhibit at the museum every spring and summer. This year their theme is It Figures, which is just those artists get to pick, you know, if they want to do something figuratively or something that represents the theme, to like the details of it. But you get artists of all mediums and skill levels, so it's a great variety of artwork, and it always comes together really nicely.
And you all do such a great job with, you know, finding local artists and, and really highlighting the wonderful impact that, you know, local people in Alpena are having. But you do a great job bringing people from all over. But you know, it's really neat when you say, oh my gosh, I saw her at MITRE just the other day, and you know, like, oh my goodness, your exhibit was beautiful. It's really incredible.
Yeah, especially this time of year when we get into spring and summer, we get a lot of our tourists, and when they come in and they see the exhibit, they're just blown away, and then you tell them that they're all local artists, and they're blown away even more with the talent that we have here in the community.
My, you know, just on a kind of a sidebar, my kids are always amazed by the taxidermy.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, like downstairs. Yeah. And the pendulum, the pendulum that knocks over the, is it the just blocks, correct?
Yeah, they're little pegs.
Yeah, little pegs. Yes. I love that.
Yeah.
And that's always a mainstay. That's not going anywhere. But you know, it's always nice to see new exhibits come in and highlight the wonderful things that are around our area. You know, and you have an upcoming event. Log Cabin Day is coming.
Yes. Believe it or not, we are already planning for our event in June, which is our Log Cabin Day. It happens every year, last Saturday of June, which I think is June 29th this year. We've been doing that since the 1970s, and so that's kind of like our pioneer day. So we have our strawberry sundaes that we sell in the back, and then we open up the Historic Village, which that is only open 2 times a year, Log Cabin Day, and then again in the fall for Fall Harvest Day. So if anybody's ever wanted to explore the Historic Village, that's like the time to do it. But now that we are starting to plan that, If anybody wants to volunteer, be a part of it and putting it on, we're always looking for more volunteers, and now's the time to reach out to us.
What kind of things would you need volunteers for?
Yeah, so we're always looking for docents to give tours inside of the buildings. We have 4 historic buildings in the back, and we always have someone out there giving tours. And then we also have our avenue of shops inside. We'll have people doing guided tours in there. And then at the concessions, we'll have people selling popcorn and strawberry sundaes.
So it's a little bit of, you can volunteer to do a plethora of different things.
Oh, yeah.
From engaging the people that are the attendees to helping sell and pass out items that are there.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's incredible.
It's always a lot of fun.
Cool. And you're talking a little bit about summer as well. Is your new summer hours will be coming out soon?
Yes, so next month in May, we go back to our summer hours. So that starts the first Tuesday in June, which is May 7th, and then we'll be open Monday through Saturday, 10 to 4.
Okay. So Monday through Sunday now, because
Monday through Saturday.
Monday
we
through
are closed
Saturday,
on Sundays. Yes. We used to be open on Sundays, but Sundays were always very quiet, so now we just stick with Monday through Saturday.
Awesome. And right now you are closed Tuesday and Sunday.
Yes.
Yeah, right? Okay.
Yep.
But yeah, that'll be nice, especially when a lot of people are here during that time.
Oh, yeah.
Well, Sarah, thank you so much again for being here.
You're welcome. It's always fun.
It's always fun. I always enjoy having you on too. You know, and then obviously, you know, next time we come on, we'll talk a little bit more about the campaign, and we'll talk about, of course, the wonderful exhibits and your special forte of special collections.
Yes.
But thank you again for being here.
You're welcome.
And thank you all for joining us as we continue to learn about the world of nonprofits in our community. Please stay tuned after the break for the ACC segment.
Greetings, everyone, and welcome to Talk of the Town. I'm Dr. Don McMaster, president of Alpena Community College. I'd like to talk today about events of this week at ACC. We had a board meeting last night, Thursday night, our April board meeting. Quite a bit of good news to share, and I'd like to share it with you. Something that happened that was very significant, and I think was a welding and manufacturing ribbon cutting and open house. So you folks have heard me talk probably for 4 or 5 years about this project where we upgraded the welding and manufacturing programs, the laboratories, the equipment. They occupied one space in Besser Tech, and probably an insufficient space for years. And we moved manufacturing over to a larger space where auto body used to be, the program auto body, which we don't have anymore. So that probably doubled the space for the manufacturing program, and then that opened up the space they left, which doubled the space for welding. And we really upgraded the HVAC in both areas. New roof, but mainly new equipment. That's the thing that the students and the instructors feel most. And you know, it was a wonderful day to bring people into those labs who understand that business and who contributed to the project, in some cases financially. So our guests were Besser Company. Of course, the manufacturing area is named after them. Wholesome, you know, it used to be Lafarge. The welding area was named after them. Besser Foundation, which provided financial support. Besser Company. Wholesome, of course, did Star Cutter, provided financial support. The estate of Ed Grislak, a wonderful benefactor, philanthropist, and supporter of this community and Alpena Community College. So really the premise of the event was to show it off and share our excitement and say thank you, which we did. And then we had a special guest, Tiffany Younk, and her dad, Rob. Tiffany is an iron worker, as her dad was for his entire career. Her career is just kind of in ascendance, and she has become a media rock star in a lot of ways, based on what she's accomplished. You know, she was an ACC graduate, became an iron worker, loves it, is great at the work. She and her dad worked together on the Michigan Central Station project, which is a a beautiful renovation project in Detroit, in Corktown. And Tiffany's presence as the face of trades in Detroit, and also, of course, that building is owned by Ford. That's where a lot of their innovation stems from worldwide, or will. They have enjoyed putting Tiffany out front as, hey, women can do this work, and it's great work. So they were here, and that delighted everyone. So it was just a really nice day, and I want to thank everyone who had anything to do with it, and there were many. And those who attended, I hope you enjoyed it and were inspired by it. Earlier in the day, we had an event called Career Technical Education National Signing Day. I'll just read the text here. That probably would be the most succinct way to get this over. The partnership between Alpena Public Schools and Alpena Community College and Career and Technical Education was highlighted by the second annual CTE Signing Day held in Fitzpatrick Commons on Thursday, so yesterday. National Signing Day spotlights APS's CTE students signing letters of intent to come to ACC to continue on the path toward fruitful careers in occupational fields. This is kind of the brainchild of an Alpena individual named Roger Tedeschi, who has gone on to create a national organization called NC3. It's a credentialing organization, among other things, but it really champions occupational education. And this National Signing Day was, I think, really germinated with him. He deserves credit for it. And it's done all around the country. So I wanted to congratulate the APS staff. They have a wonderful CTE program over there. They invest in it, they focus on it, and they have great students, great programs. And ACC Tech faculty for championing this event. And I also wanted to say kudos to Mike Colleen and Darren Leitner at ACC. They really are terrific in the admissions area for their focus and commitment to CTE students. And I think the main point that I came away with and that I tried to emphasize, I can't emphasize it enough, I don't think, is the partnership between APS and ACC is strong and productive, and it's an invaluable community asset. And that last part there, I think, it's really the job of ACC and APS to work together in as many ways as we can, and not see each other as rivals or competitors, or trying to get a little larger slice of a status quo pie, and we don't. We partner well in many areas. This benefits both of our institutions and students most significantly, but also the community. And so this event, the CTE Signing Day, really brings that to the surface. And then also I wanted to touch on last, accreditation for ACC is through the Higher Learning Commission. That is an outside quality control entity, kind of a peer review methodology where once every 10 years we have a team of very bright administrators, faculty, people who know community colleges intimately, who work there, will be sent by the Higher Learning Commission to look at what ACC is doing and how we're doing it. And in preparation of that, we have to create and write a self-study that answers questions posed by 4 broad criteria and probably 100 data points at the college. It's a thorough examination, but it's important. It keeps us on track. And we're coming into the front end of that cycle. So we got a report from Dawn Stone and Dr. Paige Gordier on the progress of that. They're doing great work. So overall, it was a good meeting, and things are going well at ACC. Thanks you for watching, and we'll see you again next week.
This has been Talk of the Town. with your hosts Bradley Summers and Dr. Don McMaster. For a list of community events taking place in Northeast Michigan, please visit our website at WBKB11.com and click on our community link. This has been a Queen Bee's Knees LLC production, a Morgan Murphy media company. All rights reserved.